It's Janet Gemmel down here in Wilmington, North Carolina, talking to you today about the Doctrine of Necessaries. Now, some of you may wonder, why am I talking about this at all? You've never even heard of it. No divorce attorney, even your super awesome, fabulous one that you've had, has ever talked to you about it. Well, with COVID-19 and our state, in all honesty, about to embark on a medical emergency for so many of us, I think it's relevant. This is really the question of, Janet, why would I ever have to pay my ex's medical bills? And they don't even live with me. Oh, it could happen. In North Carolina, you're legally separated the date you start living apart and one of you intends it to be permanent. Now, this doesn't mean you're living in the basement and your wife is in the kitchen upstairs, or the husband's in the pool house and the wife is in the main house. It doesn't mean that at all. It means two separate residences, two addresses, okay? Well, once you're legally separated, for the Doctrine of Necessaries, that doesn't mean anything. So, in North Carolina, a medical provider can sue you, can ask for you to pay for your ex-spouse's medical bills. And it's under the Doctrine of Necessaries. It's a very old doctrine. It's a concept from common law about the fact that spouses are financially responsible each for the other. And if somebody provides necessary things for your spouse, food, housing, clothing, and medical treatment, well, what that means is that you owe that person back if you have the ability to pay it. So if someone is providing your ex-husband or your ex-wife with hospital care, that hospital can sue you to pay it back. Now, let me make sure you understand. This doctrine applies as long as you're married. You can be legally separated. You can have a court order or a separation agreement saying, I don't owe anything to them. And you know what? If you did not contact that hospital directly and give them notice of your separation, the hospital's not responsible to do anything but charge you with the medical bills. So the hospital can come after you for those medical expenses. This is very important in this time. A couple of things that you can do moving forward. Number one, keep your spouse on medical insurance through the date of divorce if it's offered. Oh, I know that some of you can't wait to take your spouse off the medical insurance the moment you're legally separated, much less the moment you sign a court order or have a separation agreement, especially if that terrible person cheated on you. And most of you aren't keeping track of your ex-spouse for whatever reason. Some of you are, because you look crazy, but most of you are not. And so when all of a sudden you get a notice from a hospital to pay their medical bills, you're shocked. And you think, I've got a separation agreement and a court order. I wouldn't have to pay that. Yeah, you would. And the hospital can sue you for it, and they can win. So here's what you need to be aware of. Even if you have a separation agreement or a court order or some other crazy agreement with your spouse, even if they're still on your medical insurance, which you probably should do through the date of divorce, you could still owe all the uninsured medical expenses. And right now, with a long stay in the hospital or the ICU, that could be astronomical. So if you find out that your ex-spouse, your soon-to-be divorced spouse, is in the hospital receiving medical care, it is your duty to send written notice of your legal separation. You have a couple of options here. You can contact an attorney's office and have them help you write a letter if you find out that your spouse is ill. You can also write your own letter and send it to the medical providers. And if you don't know who those medical providers are, specifically, send it to the hospitals in your ex-spouse's jurisdiction where they live. If there's more than one, it's just a stamp, okay? You can even call the medical records office and ask for their fax number. You should include your spouse's date of birth and social security number if you know it. I hope that you stay healthy and that you have provided medical insurance because right now it's the right thing to do. So see an attorney and get some help if you find out that your ex-spouse is in the hospital getting medical treatment so that you don't have to pay those bills. If you have any other questions during this time, please feel free to call us or comment below, leave a message. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Have a great day.